Friends, grab a snack and hunker down because we finna head on a road trip. What you're about to watch is a chronicle of my trip from Minnesota to Georgia and then Georgia back to Minnesota. So there's gonna be some book reading, some road snack eating, some roadside shopping, and really just some chatting. So I hope you're down for a journey because we are finna head out on one. So I'm gonna throw us back to about 2 weeks ago when this whole thing began. Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by, y'all. We are headed out. Hang on, let me show you this. The sun is just coming up and we are headed out on a long day's drive. So we are headed home for the holidays. I am driving from Minnesota to Georgia, not in one day, because it freaks the intern out when I do that. So I'm actually driving, I think, to Nashville. I think I will drive to, I don't know what these people are doing. People are already, like I literally just left my house for a 17-hour drive and people are already aggravating me. Anyway, hang on. Let's get on the road good. So I had planned to leave earlier, but then yesterday the weather said the roads might be bad and the intern freaked out. So we compromised and decided that I would leave once the sun came up. So the sun is coming up. The roads actually look good. So here's the plan. I'm gonna start, I don't know. So typically I do this every year. I drive home every year for Christmas. And let me open my coffee cup so I can drink some coffee because it's gonna be hot. But y'all probably saw, so arrogant. If you saw over on my food and fitness channel, you will know that I have a big old thermos jug of coffee that I carry with me. I carry water with me. I carry all the snacks because I'm a cockroach. And if I stop at the Quick Trip to get gas and get snacks, I'm like a 12-year-old kid with a $20 bill. It is sad. So I have snacks, I have drinks, and typically the roads are actually a little icy. The intern is not wrong. I'll have to remember to tell him that once I get there so that he's not freaking out. We're not going to tell him now. But typically, I spend a lot of time planning, what I'm going to listen to, what I'm going to blah, blah. I planned nothing. I've been oh yeah, that's ice. I've been so busy that, I knew I was going home and I didn't even know the day that I was leaving until last week. So threw some stuff in the car and we're heading out. But I'm going to my mom's house. So, it's not like, I'm going to Ice Station 1 or something. I have to take everything with me. So I have some books loaded onto my phone and I have some in Libby and then I downloaded some onto my phone lest I get in another beef with Amazon and they cut me off, or lest I get into some areas with no signal, because we do drive through some sketch places, so that I will still have something to listen to. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna listen to first, so let me get going good. Let me get to listening. I kind of have a bit of a headache, so I need to drink some coffee. Maybe, I don't even know if I packed Advil in this bug, so I'm gonna drive for a while, drink some coffee, listen to some book, and then I will come back and tell y'all where we are, what we're listening to, and how things are going. So let me get going and I'll be back. Friends, you notice how clean and windshield wipery, oh, it's hot in here. How clean and windshield wipery fluid my windshield is? Oh, there's a story behind that. We have had some adventures since we last spoke. Let me tell you what's up. First of all, we are about 3.5 hours into this adventure. We're just finna pass the Wisconsin Dells, which is where they have the big duck boats. I know nobody that's not from here knows what I'm talking about, but that's all right. So anyway, we're cruising. We've had a couple of adventures. Let me tell you, first of all, as I was driving through the city where I live, I discovered that there is a button. I was looking to see if I could move my camera and show it to y'all, but there is a button on my little door dashboard that when you mash it, it makes your your side view mirrors come in. I've had this car for 5 years. I've heard mention of that button. I've never looked for or found said button before, but when I was driving down the road trying to adjust my mirrors, I found said button in the middle of town. not the place where you want to not be able to see behind you. But anyway, I worked that out. We've been cruising. The roads have cleared up nicely. It's been about an hour. Y'all know, so I don't know if y'all watch Frasier or have seen Frasier, the probably 20-year-old series, like comedy, whatever, sitcom now. But there's an episode, Roz, his producer, is from Wisconsin. And there's an episode where a caller is like, "You're from Wisconsin? I'm from Wisconsin." And Roz says, "Really? Where?" And she says, "Menominee." "Menominee? I'm from Bloomer." It's been a while now. I almost jumped, told y'all. I passed Menominee and Bloomer, which I mean, obviously I do every time because I drive the same way every time. Every time I do, I think, "Menominee? You're from Menominee? I'm from Bloomer." Anyway, so as I was driving through that part of the drive, as the road was clearing up, my windshield started to get a little yickety, and I was like, "Oh, I can't be having this." So I went to clean it with my windshield wiper fluid, as you do, and no windshield wiper fluid. What? I know. That was I was going to say that's the one thing we didn't do. I mean, so far that's the one thing I've discovered that we did not do, is check my windshield wiper fluid. It was slap dry. So I was like, all right, well, I'm a woman of independent means. I'm really not at all. Yesterday, the intern, I had to train the intern in on Felon Bo's special diet and how to do his medicine and stuff. So he texted me. He had to come home early from work at Felon Bo's dinner time so I could show him what to do. And he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm about to leave work to come home and get trained." I was like, "Well, it's a little early for dinner for Bo, but you know what? If you come and get my car and fill it up with gas, by the time you get home, it'll be time for dinner." So not independent. Anyway, I was like, "Well, I can figure this out. You can learn anything on the interwebs." So as I'm driving, I tell Siri, find me a video on how to put windshield wiper fluid in a Infiniti QX80. So I pull up this video, and it says, I swear, Swaney to goodness, y'all, the video instructions were: locate the fluid reservoir, remove the top, and fill the fluid reservoir. I was like, wow. And my concern was, this car is so tall and I am so not, that I was not gonna so I stopped at a KT Quick Trip and filled up and bought windshield wiper fluid, which, y'all, that is DEFCON 1 right there, is me having to shop inside of a Stop and Rob. That is, fortunately, the only clothes that they had were Quick Trip branded shirts, and it was KT Quick Trip, not QT Quick Trip, because if it had been a QT Quick Trip or a Circle K, I would 100% have bought a Strange Things Are Afoot at the Circle K shirt, but all they had was KT Quick Trip shirts. I was like, not a player in that game. So got my windshield wiper fluid, and while I was in there, I was casing the joint for tall, and it was specifically stopped at a truck stop, looking for tall, truck driver looking men or mechanic-y looking men, so that if I couldn't, I was fairly certain I'd be able to locate the reservoir, but I wasn't sure I'd be able to reach it. And y'all, I was not above asking for some help, asking some man to help me put windshield wiper fluid in my windshield wiper reservoir, but I did it all by myself. So now I think I may be a certified mechanic. I need to check and see what's actually required for mechanic certification. But yeah, I have put windshield wiper fluid in and y'all saw it works. So yes, I successfully windshield wiper fluid in my own car. So there's that. And I have been listening to Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animals. So let me tell you what's up. I talked about this. This was actually on my Christmas TBR. And it's the second book in this series. I don't know what the series is called, but the first book was How My Neighbor Ruined Christmas or something. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. And it was Story and Cole. Story comes to this little town of Kringle, Colorado, and to take care of her auntie. And it turns out there is this Christmas Kringle contest that the auntie enters every year. So Story had to be in it for her auntie, and grumpy neighbor Cole ends up entering to compete with Story. Ends up being a whole thing. They're grumpy sunshine, whatever. So I reread that to get ready for this. So now this one is Cole's best friend, Max, whose name is Atlas Maxenheimer, I think. So the Maxenheimers owned and we met them in How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, because Max was Cole's jolly little helper or something, like the person that, like, your jolly little sidekick something. It's the person competing in the Kringle contest has a helper that helps them in the contest, and Max was Cole's helper, and they're best friends, like brothers, best friends. So we met Max and his family in How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, but this one is about him. And so the family owns the Christmas tree farm in Kringle, and I'm trying to think what I can tell you some funny things. But so Max is our male main character, and Betty is our female main character. She is the niece. Okay, not going to tell you all that, but she ends up living next door to Max's farm, and I'm trying to think what to tell you, because this all kind of, it's like obvious as it develops, but I'm not going to tell you anything else. But they end up in a competition. So now I want to read another. Is it Megan Quinn? Is that who wrote this? Because now the two books I've read of hers are like competing, like the love interest start off competing. And like, I've been listening to it for, I maybe not even a third of the way into it, but it's obvious that Max and Betty are going to be love interests. But I wonder if that's like a is it Megan Quinn? I'm just going to call her the author. If that's a thing with this author, that her love interests are like, it's two books. So, she's written a bunch of books, but the two books of hers that I have read, like the love interests are competing. There's Wisconsin Dells, 31 miles. But anyway, it is literally laugh out loud. Like, I was driving down the road laughing out loud. The banter is so funny. So Max and Betty both like ramble when they're nervous, and they make each other nervous. So they are just constantly rambling the most random, hysterical stuff. Literally, I'm driving down the highway, like half the time I'm laughing out loud, and half the time my mouth is hanging open at the things that they say. It is so, so funny. At one point, and I was like, yes, but Betty, you're right. They're talking about squirrels for some random reason. And Betty's like, do you know that squirrels are responsible for reforestation? Max is like, what are you even talking about? She said, yeah, because squirrels collect nuts, and they bury their nuts like all through the spring and summer, and then in the fall they go to find the nuts that they buried, and they can't find them. So they end up just leaving them there, and often those nuts end up growing up into trees, which is totally true. I was teaching a class the other day on seed spreaders and how like different animals spread seeds in different ways. And we talked about squirrels lose like 70%. And I don't know how they come up with this number. Like, how do you know that a squirrel loses 7 out of 10 of its nuts? But yeah, the squirrels like misplace. And I tell you what, squirrels dig in our yard all the time, and they always look like they're looking for something. So I wonder if they're looking for those 7 out of 10 nuts that they misplace. But anyway, I thought that was so, so funny. So anyway, that's what I know thus far. I was trying to think what else I needed to tell y'all. I told you about the cranking in my mirrors. I don't think there was anything else. All right, so I'm going to drive for a while. Like I said, I'm in Wisconsin. I'm almost to Madison, I think. So I do Wisconsin, and then I go down through Illinois, and then Kentucky, Tennessee. Then I'm probably going to stop in Tennessee. But like I said, I got a much later start than I usually do. So I don't know. We'll see when I start to really feel like I want to stop. But I don't know right now. I have my things set for Rockford, Illinois, because if I don't, it'll take me by Chicago, and I do not want to drive by Chicago because that is always traffic every time of the day. So I'm gonna go like the Rockford way, and then I'll catch that highway. And I don't know what that highway is. That 24? I don't know what it is. I just made that up because 24 is way down south. I don't know what the highway is. Joanne can tell us the highway that I will be on going through Rockford. But anyway, I'm gonna head that way. and then I will hit y'all at some point because I got to stop at some point. I should have grabbed me a sandwich out of the back because I'm hungry, and I didn't think about it because I was so transfixed on finding my reservoir and putting it, actually being tall enough to reach my reservoir. And let me tell you what, one more thing and then I'm going to go. Not that people here are not nice, but I was standing, so I'm standing like in this Quick Trip parking lot with my hood open, leaned over. Now, I'm sure, I think I might have given off an air of knowing what I was doing, but this grown-ass man walked slap by me and didn't ask if I needed help. I was like, I'm most definitely not in the South, because no matter how much you look like you know what you're doing, and I mean, y'all, I'm not looking attractive, but no matter how much you look, like I look like somebody's mom or somebody's grandma, and like somebody's gonna stop and ask somebody's mom if they need some help trying to reach a reservoir in their car. But anyway, I know. It's not very feminist of me, but still, how does a grown man walk by a woman bent over a car and not ask if she needs help? I mean, I didn't need help, but he didn't know that. All right, I could have been putting my windshield wiper fluid in my oil tank reservoir. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't. I looked to make sure it was the right little picture. That's all. I'm gonna go. I've had way too much coffee to drink to be talking to polite company. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna listen some more. Probably gonna stop and grab me a sandwich out of the back, soak up some of this caffeine, and I will check in with y'all in a state or two. All right. Hope y'all are having a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Friends, hey, just checking in, just driving and listening to books. So we are in, I was going to say in the middle of Illinois, but I don't actually know. Well, I kind of know where we are. We passed Normal, Illinois, I think, and I just stopped at Leroy, Illinois at the Love's truck stop. Had me a little comfort break, filled up my car. So now we are on the road again. I've been listening to my book. It is, y'all, it's so good. Let me tell you some things. One, it's got some spice. So let me tell you that before I forget. It has got some spice. And so, I don't remember what I told you before, but there's a scheme and then a double cross and then like a double cross and maybe like an uncross. And then somebody accuses somebody of some stuff and then some other stuff happens. And I'm very concerned. Let me tell you why. Because so things are going well and I have too much time yet to listen in the book for things to be going well yet. So something bad has to happen, and I believe what's going to happen is the person that got schemed on is going to learn about the scheme. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm not going to tell y'all whether I'm right or wrong, but that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Now let me tell you some other things. So I told you there's some spice. Now, y'all know I am exceptional. Like, I am overly Gen X. I know that. But Megan, I don't know if the author's name is Megan Quinn or not. That's what I call her. I've convinced myself that's her name. I don't remember, and I'm not going to look because I'm driving the car. But folks in her book just talk too much. Not talk too much, but like, so there's spice, and then afterwards the folks talk about the spice. Like, y'all, millennials, you don't have to talk about everything. Sometimes it's okay to just do stuff and then not damn talk about it. So seriously. And y'all know this about me, that's all. I'm just very Gen X. And I am enjoying the book, but there was a point where I was just like, come on. Like, the one character's like, I'm enjoying listening to him air his truth. Seriously? Like, why can't you just say, like, talk about his feelings, or like, tell me what he's thinking? Why is it always got to be like your truth, my truth, their truth? Stop it. Stop it. All right. I've been in this car by myself for a very long time. I don't know if y'all can tell that, but I am about, I think, 5 hours from my original stop and spot. I don't know that I'm going to drive that far today, because that'll put me, I think, at like 10 o'clock Eastern time, which y'all know that is so late for me. So I don't know, we'll see. Because really, first of all, I don't have, so y'all know I'm nuts, and I get like set in my head. So here's what happened was, though I did not plan very well, I did. So I got this app, this weather app, where you can like put in your trip and it tells you what the weather is going to be like on the way. It did not warn me about that 3 inches of snow in Duluth last night, but that wasn't really part of today's trip. So I guess I can't really blame the weather app. Anyway, so I plugged in my today's journey and then my tomorrow's journey, and it told me what time I would get to my mama's house. So now I have in my head that that's what time I'm going to get there. So now I'm thinking if I stop like further up the road, I'll just start earlier in the morning so I'll still get there on time. Y'all, there is no time. Like, I don't have a schedule except, this is sad. This is sad, but a friend of mine lost his daughter she was killed by a drunk driver, and I just found out yesterday that there is a memorial service for her tomorrow, and it'll be like Zoomed. So that's at noon Eastern time. So I would really like to be to the house and like settled so I can take part in that. But I mean, I will take part in it regardless. Like if I pull over to the side of the road and do that, I will do it. But so now that's really my only like time thing, is I want to be somewhere for that. But yeah, I was like, I'm supposed to be there by 11, so I need to leave it. Dude, you're not supposed to be there anytime. You saw that as your suggested, like your ETA. is estimated time of arrival. But I got in my freaking Sheldon Cooper brain, which I'm not even Sheldon Cooper. I don't know why I act this way, but because I'm nuts. Speaking of nuts, y'all, when I pulled into the Love's truck stop, I was usually thinking, first of all, when I pulled in, there was a person in their car, like, that as they were coming out, they had car trouble. So their car was like stopped in the like exit lane, and the person was like all climbed up under the hood, and I was like, oh, I should stop and help them. I'm not really a mechanic. I just put washer fluid in my car. And I was thinking I should top off my washer fluid while I'm here. Insane, y'all, crazy. Anyway, this is why I need the intern around, because he like tamps down. He just does not tolerate my crazy. So he'll just be like, stop, like you're to stop it. So anyway, that's all. I'm gonna drive some more. I might check back in with y'all later, but I'm tired and I'm acting a little crazy, so I might just wait and see y'all in the morning, but we'll see. I'll see y'all at some point. So I hope y'all are having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now. Morning, friends. It is the next day. I think I told y'all I wasn't going to check back in with y'all last night because it was going to be late and I was going to be tired. I was right. It was late. I was tired. So I made it to the hotel. I actually stopped a little early. We're still in Kentucky. I usually wait till I get to Tennessee, I think, to stop. But let me tell you what happened. So I finished Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal, which it was good. I told y'all like all my issues that I had with it, which I mean weren't very much. There was something else. Okay. Make a sentence. It's a little bit early. I mean, not really early, but it's a little bit early. There was a significant amount of open door spice. Not like there's, why can't I speak? I think because I'm talking about like spice with y'all. There were a lot of spicy scenes. Like once the spice started happening, there was a lot of spice. Like a lot of spice. And I was like, so, all right, we get it. Like we get it. Y'all are young and you're doing it a lot. Can we do something else? So there was a lot of that. There were some very funny scenes. So I'm not saying don't skip the spice, but if you're gonna skip the spice, maybe don't read this book, because there are some very funny, spicy scenes. I did really enjoy it, even though there were times that I was like, you know how sometimes you have those friends that just will not stop talking about that? That's kind of how I felt. Like me, I won't stop talking about this right now. Sorry, y'all, I'm not really sure what you're seeing right now because I am headed east. And it's like just a little bit after sunrise, so I have set my controls for the very heart of the sun. So I can't really, I'm not even going to try to mess with my camera. I'm going to try to deal with it in post because this ain't going to be cute. But I finished that, and then, so I finished that right before the kickoff of the Alabama-Oklahoma game. Oh, I know. So I got the game on the SEC app. And I was listening to it and it was cutting in and out. So finally I was like, look, I'm tired. I can't listen to the game. I'm just going to stop. So that was actually why I stopped and I was about out of gas. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and stop and fill up. And normally I would have filled up and gotten back on the road and driven for like another hour. But I was like, I'm frustrated because I can't, it wasn't like I couldn't hear the game at all, but it would like cut in and some stuff would happen, then it would cut back out right before something it was a very exciting game anyway. But so I was like, I cannot do it. So I just filled up my car, stopped at a Hampton Inn, and it was like I had no idea where I was. I still at Fort something, not Fort Sumter, Fort something. Fort George, Fort Pierce, Fort something. But it seemed nice, like the gas station. I stopped at, I don't know what, it wasn't even a Love's truck stop, but like the gas station seemed nice and clean, and the area just seemed fine, and the hotel was well lit. It was a Hampton Inn. So I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and stop here. And I was able to get in. I checked in super quickly and got in, got the game on well before halftime. So that was like my goal. Y'all, this sun is killing me. Anyway, so I finished that, got some sleep, got up this morning, did a 20-minute standing core workout, which worked out well because I was in the hotel. So like sometimes I'll try to do an actual workout, but y'all, those hotel room floors are so hard. So the standing core was perfect. And then my back was like, I've been feeling not awesome the past few days. Like my muscles have been sore, my joints have been achy. I've been about ready to just check myself into the old folks home. So I did a back yoga, like a yoga for the back, back yoga. I got on the hotel room floor, which I wasn't overly excited about that. I think I was on somebody else's toenail, but anyway, I did that, and I forgot I did that until I started talking about it. I actually feel pretty good. So I did that. I ate hotel breakfast, which was easily the most unhealthy thing. I'm going to put a picture of it here because I should be embarrassed by myself. I only ate I ate over half of it, but I'll put a picture of the mound of stuff that I put on my plate. And got some coffee. Debated going back in and filling up my coffee thermos, but I was like, you know what? I don't need a whole half gallon of coffee. I'm just going to go. If I want more coffee, I can stop on the road, but I probably need to maybe drink a little less coffee today. So, plus I'll be at my mama's house by 1 and I can make me some tea. So that's what I'm going to do. So I finished Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal, and I downloaded, I already had the movie marathon one, Grace. I'm going to call it Grace and Henry's Movie Marathon. I don't know if that's the name of it. I don't remember. But I'm going to listen to that. And y'all remember I have that memorial service at noon. So my ETA to my mama's house is about 12:45. So I think what I might do is I might stop at some roadside stand and shop a bit. So that, because I think I want to be in the, I want to do the memorial service in the car and then get to my mama's house. It's just, I'll talk to her about it later, but I just don't want to deal with that. So I think that's what I'll do is, because I tried to stall. There's only so much you can stall in a hotel. I did my workout, did my yoga, putzed around, worked on a crossword puzzle for a little while, got in the shower. Y'all, look at the size of my hair. I don't know if y'all can see because of the light, but my hair is humongous. I don't know if it's, and I dried it, I flat ironed it, it's still very, very big. So I don't know if it was the water, or I used hotel shampoo because I have now I'm not uppity about my shampoo. I use supermarket shampoo, but I have to use specific shampoo because my hair is coarse and wavy and oily. Welcome to my world. So I can't use moisturizing shampoo because then I look like it's not nice. But I can't, anyway, nobody cares. But, so the hotel shampoo was I don't even know what it was, but it felt really thin and I don't know what, but I guess what I was saying was, my shampoo is at my mom's house, so I don't travel with shampoo. I'm I can just, the 2 nights I'm on the road, I'll just wash my head with what they have at the hotel and just see what happens. So either the shampoo, we're passing through Clarksville, don't go back to Clarksville. Isn't it Clarksville in the song? I have my good, so I use cheap shampoo and good conditioner. I'd make it make sense. I don't know. But so I have my good leave-in conditioner, which could do nothing with this hair after the hotel shampoo. So, and sometimes hotels have good shampoo. This one, I mean, this is probably fine for like people with not crazy hair. I have crazy hair. So anyway, and I think it's probably just going to get bigger as the day goes on. But I don't know how much we're going to hang out. We're probably just going to hang out while I'm driving, because then I'm going to be at my mama's house. I was looking, so I'm going to tell y'all one more thing, then I'm going to go and read my book. Listen to my book. So for Christmas from the intern, did I tell y'all this? I was going to wait and get y'all brace yourselves, have a seat. If you're driving, just turn this off until you get somewhere safe, because go on ahead and judge me. After my whole rant about Amazon, I was going to get the color Kindle Scribe when it comes out, even with all of my drama. But then I came to my senses. I was like, what are you thinking? No. And it's going to be so spendy. And I'm sad not to do it, but I'm just not going to do it. So I think what I'm going to do, I should wait and just do an unboxing. But I think what I'm going to do is get that new Go 7, the Books Go 7 that just came out. Well, taxes in Minnesota are just ridiculous. So I was like, well, I can get it while I'm in Georgia, not pay the exorbitant Minnesota taxes, and go ahead and have it. So I've looked for it a couple of places and it's sold out, but I'm going to look for it a little more. Why am I even telling you all this? What was the point of that part of the story? I don't know. But, the filming. So I'm going to, and of course I'll do like an unboxing and a what does it do and all of that. But if I get it while I'm down here, I might show y'all, I might film that, I might show y'all that, but otherwise, we'll just probably hang out in the car, so I might probably not see y'all again until I'm headed back home, which will be weird, but it's only like a week. So, anyway, what? I know. And if I go roadside shopping, of course, I'll tell y'all what I get. Remember last time on the way home, I stopped at that Stop and Rob and got those ridiculous pants that I love so much? I did do that. So, all right, let me get off here and listen to my book, and I will check in with y'all in a bit when I either know something or when I buy something, all right? So it's Saturday. Y'all have a fabulous Saturday, and I will see y'all in a little while. Y'all, I legit just went Christmas shopping at Sam's Club the sun is just stalking me today. Anyway, I believe I'm in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, maybe. Anyway, let's turn. No, it might not be helping. I don't know. Anyway, let me show y'all what I got. And so I went Christmas shopping in Sam's Club because we're killing a little time. And then I couldn't find my car. So I started way over on the other side of the parking lot, walking around talking to myself. Like, well, I know I pulled through. I'm not sure exactly what I did. I don't know where my car is. Where is my car? Straight talking to myself the whole time like, oh, did somebody steal my car with all of my stuff and all of my cameras in it? Yeah. Anyway. No, they did not. You just don't know where you parked. I parked so far away. So you do the trick where you mash the button so the back of your trunk will open and you can see your car and go to it. Yeah, tried that. And I tried starting my car, but it was too far away. I was too far away. It wouldn't start. Anyway, so I got this cute, I know, I'm not Christmas shopping for myself, but check this out. This cute Night Bear Before Christmas zip front hoodie. So cute, probably right on my microphone. Sorry about that. Hang on. I'm a hot dang mess in a party dress right now. So I got this. I got sometimes Santa likes it when you help him buy it, stocking stuffer. So I got just generic stocking stuffer candy. And I'm going to just throw all this stuff in my car. I got this for Santa to give me. Look at these cute little Hello Kitty mugs. Again, Santa likes it when you help him shop. So did I tell y'all I'm listening to Grace and Henry's movie marathon, and Grace keeps talking about Costco sweatpants, how comfortable they are. Well, I got off the highway wanting to find a Costco, but I found Sam's instead. So I got me some Sam's Club sweatpants, and don't think for even a second I'm not going to change into these sweatpants in my car as soon as we stop talking. So I got those. I got some matching sweatpants from my friend Alex, who is going to come over and hang out and watch movies with me. But he doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to make him put on these. I got him gray, I got me cream. I got these delicious sea salt caramel candies for a Christmas gift. I was gonna go to Buc-ee's and get beef jerky. I might still stop at Buc-ee's, I don't know yet, but I got those as a Christmas gift. I got this just random thing of, usually I get my friend Alex the trail mix from Walmart, which I might still do that. He loves the Cajun trail mix from there. I figured this is probably equally unhealthy. This will clog up his heart too. So I got the pub mix from the Sam's Club. Now that I'm sticking all these in my car, I need to not let him, I don't think he'll be at my mom's house when I get there. So I got him a couple of real gifts, but I didn't have other stuff, and he spends Christmas with us. I got this, just like, kind of like shearling-ish lined, like, work shirt, but he lives here, so, well, in Georgia. So, and then he likes orange and blue, y'all. I know, I can't. He's a man, you can't do nothing with a man. So I got him this. I don't love it, but I like it, so whatever. But yeah, so there's that, and it killed some time, so now I'll be in the car for my friend's daughter's memorial service, so that'll be good. So that's that. I've been okay, hang on, let me get in the car, and I'll be right back. Hang on, y'all, hang on. All right, y'all, we are clearly back in the car, and I might or might not be wearing my new Maker's Mark sweatpant. Maker's Mark, no, that's not right. I say that all the time, right? That's Maker's Mark is the whiskey. These are, oh, what is it called? This, again, I may or may not have taken the tags off and put them right on. Members Mark. But look, the pants I've been wearing for 1,000 miles are right here, so y'all settle down. I can confirm they are comfortable, y'all. They got pockets inside of pockets. They got so many pockets. They're comfortable. And so I'm finna get back on. Oh, did I even tell y'all anything about Grace and Henry? So we already know, we knew before that, oh, this hair. Oh, did y'all see I am wearing my Gnome for the Holiday shirt because I'm headed Gnome for the holidays? I know, you see it coming, you can't get out of the way of it. So Grace and Henry, Grace has lost her husband, Henry has lost his wife, and they are like thrown together by their parents, and they are forming a friendship around their respective, they're around their traditions with their respective dead spouses of watching holiday movies. And it is very sweet and charming and absolutely heartbreaking. I'm enjoying it so far. The writing is really good. The banter is top notch. I'm going the wrong way down a one-way street. And the emotion is very, very raw. It's really good. I'm enjoying it very much. I'm only like, I don't know, however long I've been driving into it. Like an hour maybe into the book. So like, I don't know, it's probably a 6-hour, 7-hour book. But anyway, I'm enjoying it very much. So now I think I might find me a Dunkin'. There's got to be a Dunkin'. I mean, if there's a Sam's Club, there's got to be a Dunkin' Donuts. Right? I mean, not that the two are related, but I'm just saying if it's populous enough to have a Sam's Club, it's got to have a Dunkin' Donuts. I hope I don't get a rash from wearing these pants without washing them first. My buddy Alex, it's either Alex or the intern that claims that when you buy something, oh, I just almost got my clock cleaned. Y'all just said, well, you didn't see how fast that truck was going, but he was going fast. When you buy something from a store, that's the cleanest it'll ever be. I just put on pants straight off of a table in the Sam's Club without washing them first. I know, I hope I don't get a rash. Anyway, I might try to find me a Dunkin' Donuts and get a real cup of coffee, because the coffee from that hotel was horrible. I could not drink it. So I have not had but like half a cup of coffee this morning. And I am, that was my phone, struggling. So I'm gonna go find me some coffee and then get back on the road and go to my mama's house. So I will check back in a little while and let y'all know what's up. All right. So y'all enjoy your Saturday, and I will see you soon. Bye now. Y'all, this book is so good. I've told you most of what I'm going to tell you. I told you it is our main characters, Grace and Henry, each has lost their spouse. And it's very interesting though, because I'm not going to tell you much, but Grace's husband died of an illness. And, so there was that, like, him getting sick and then dying thing. And they had 2 kids. And Henry's wife died suddenly. So it's just interesting the different types of grief that they have. And like, I'm trying to look and see what y'all are seeing in the back of this just absolute travel shrapnel in my car. It is y'all, it is a dumpster fire up in this thing. Anyway, oh, this is really pretty. Y'all look at this while I talk to you. So we're in Tennessee. I think just this side of Chattanooga. I think we have not passed Chattanooga yet. But hang on, let me get past this truck and see if we can't see a little more of that pretty lake. It's probably like some polluted water reservoir, but I don't care. It's pretty. Anyway, so it's interesting the different ways that Henry and Grace deal with their grief and the people around them who are obviously also grieving. I'm going to leave that alone because I will adjust this in post. But because, of course, Grace has not just herself but her kids to, sort of not usher through this, but like, yes, sort of help through this just absolute minefield of grief. And then Henry doesn't have kids. So it's interesting seeing the different ways that they deal with their grief. It's very good. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know that I was expecting anything actually, but this is not what I was expecting. We read a book a couple of years ago. I can't remember. I saw it on either my list or a list. I can't remember if it was Macomber. I can't remember anything about it except that it was our FMC ends up going on a cruise, like a Amazonian cruise or something during Christmas. And it's titled like a Christmas book, and it's like marketed, I guess, air quote, like a Christmas book, but it's not very Christmassy. And like the book we just finished was so Christmassy. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, or whatever it was. I've already forgotten the name of that book, and it was yesterday, like last night we finished it. Anyway, I saw that book at the Sam's Club, by the way. Sam's had a not bad selection of modern titles. I didn't look at the prices because I was like, get away from the books. I did not buy a book at the Sam's. But anyway, that was very, very Christmassy. This is a little bit Christmassy. Like, of course they just watched the Charlie Brown Christmas together. So they watch Christmas movies, but it's not like, maybe that's part of it. Because of their grief, they're not like overly Christmassy. And they talk about that too. Like the grief, dealing with the grief and the loss in the first Christmas and all that. Y'all, it's a lot. Like, I'm always like, well, I don't talk about trigger warnings, and then I talk about trigger warnings. You might want to be I'm enjoying it a lot. The writing is good. The characters are great. The banter is fantastic. The emotions are emoting, but you might want to be careful with it. Like, as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, I got some friends who definitely don't need to be reading this book. If you're dealing with like recent loss, any kind of loss, and maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe this is the kind of thing you need to read to help you through your loss. I think it is not, but I think definitely think about this before you read it. Because like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's very good. It is a lot about loss and grief. And I don't know why I didn't think it would be like maybe I just thought they'd sit together and watch Christmas movies and it would just be all happy and, folks would end up kissing. And I did not tell y'all this about the Filthy Animal book. Candy, like they have, maybe I did tell you. I don't think I told you that, because I was thinking I was going to come back on last night and tell you, and then time got away from me. And this light, like everything about light in this video is going to be horrible, but the lighting would have been awful last night when I thought to tell you this. But Megan Quinn, at least in those 2 books, in How My Neighbor Stole Christmas and Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal, has a thing about food, like in that kind of way. I was wondering if it was just a one-off in the other book. It is not. It is not. It's not a one-off for her. Like, her characters do naughty things with food. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But like naughty. Like, there are some food items that after you read her books, you might not eat again. Like, not in the same way that Bren Weaver messed up ice cream for a lot of us for a while, but I mean, in kind of a similar way. So yeah, I meant to tell y'all that, and we never talked anymore about Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal. But what was I saying? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting a silly little rom-com, and it is not. Like, this might actually be like dramatic fiction. Like the, what's her name book? Emily Henry book. Great Big Beautiful Life. Great Big Beautiful Life. I was reading it expecting rom-com, and it did not give rom-com, and so I was a little disappointed until I realized what it was, and then I was like, oh no, this is really good. It's just not what I thought it was. This is really good. It's just, I don't think it's a rom-com, because if it is, I ain't there. Now, there is some dry, very dry humor in it, and the characters are kind of funny, and they say funny lines, but like the setup is not funny. It ain't funny. So anyway, I saw a sign saying this way to Birmingham. We ain't going to Birmingham. I'm going to stop here shortly, get some of this shrapnel out my car, straighten things up, and get ready for my Zoom, because yeah, I'm going to stop and like get in my Zoom, and then I'll drive while I'm in the Zoom. But oh, these mountains are messing with my ears. Sorry if I'm yelling at you. So I probably won't see y'all again before I get to my mama's house, as I'm heading Nome for the holidays, because I got that Zoom, and then I'll be almost home by the time it ends. So I hope y'all are having a great weekend. Merry Christmas. Oh, so I'm about to get into Georgia. This is the other thing I was going to tell y'all. If you've ever driven from Tennessee to Georgia or Georgia to Tennessee, you know that like going from Tennessee to Georgia, you go Tennessee, Georgia, like you dip down, and then, so you're like, oh, I'm in Georgia, it's all good, I'm home. And then you get back into Tennessee, and you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? I'm at that point. Like, I'm in my first into Georgia. I know nobody cares, but I'm just telling you, where I am. I called my mom to tell her that I had stopped and was Christmas shopping at the Sam's Club, and I would be home at whatever time. And she's like, okay, what'd you get at Sam's, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, where are you? Mom, I don't know. I'm on the road somewhere. I am, however far from your house I am, that I get to your house at 2:30. I don't know where I am. I have no idea. I don't know. Find me on Find My Friends, and you will see where I am. Anyway. Hope y'all are having a great weekend. Have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you soon. Bye now. Friends, hey, welcome back. I hope everybody had a very merry and magical Christmas. We are, of course, on the road again. We are headed home. We've been driving for about, 2 hours, but we started off early. Plans have changed, go figure. But, we've been driving for about 2 hours. I will tell you all about that. But I was hoping that we could get a lovely sunrise. I don't think that's going to happen. But let me tell you what's up. So first of all, we started off about 5:30 from my mama's house. And we've already had some excitement. So I was cruising right along. So I got loaded up yesterday so that I could just get up, shower, do a quick workout, eat a quick breakfast, and get on the road. So that all worked out. Well, I was cruising right along, and I was like the lead dog in the pack, which you never want to be that guy. Well, then a rabbit broke out and took off, so I was going to follow that guy. So he was going pretty quickly, and I broke out and was in the passing lane about to catch up to him, and just as I was about to accelerate, a car came out of a side road, hit his lights, blazed it up red and blue, and pulled the guy over. So yeah, almost got my first speeding ticket of the journey, but fortunately the rabbit took off and got it for me. So I slowed right back down, set my cruise control for, I keep looking thinking that it's going to be a nice, like I said, a nice sunrise. It is not, but anyway, so yeah, that guy took my ticket for me. So I set my cruise control for the speed limit, pissed off some folks around me, but I did not even care. So anyway, that was way back, like just having left my mom's house. That would not have been a nice way to start to start this journey. So we are on our way. Did I say I think we just passed Chattanooga. We're in the mountains, and we're gonna try to make it all the way in one day, because I don't know if y'all can see in my back seat, things are a little different. See that red blob right there behind that seat? Y'all, that is a Vince Dooley camellia named Herschel Walker. Let me tell you what happened. So we got to back up a while. So y'all know I'm beefing with Amazon. Well, not long after I posted my beefing with Amazon video, I got a package. So I had stopped, like y'all know Amazon cut off my account. Well, then they cut it back on, but American Express shut down my card and sent me a new card. And I wasn't going to give Amazon my new card. Y'all know that drama. But anyway, so I didn't have a payment method on file with Amazon, and I wasn't going to give them one. So I hadn't been ordering my normal amount of random junk I didn't need from Amazon. So I had not been getting Amazon packages. Well, one day I got a package from Amazon and I was like, I haven't ordered anything. So I open it, and it's a book on a beginner's guide to raising chameleons. You know, those weird little lizards with the eyeballs that go in different directions and they have hands that look like mittens. Yeah. So the intern's like, why do we? I said, I have no idea. I didn't order it. I don't want it. I'm not getting a chameleon. I don't know why we have this book. So anyway, my first thought was that somebody had ordered me a gift card from Amazon, and that they sent the chameleon person my gift card and sent me the chameleon book. So there's only one person I could think of that might have sent me a gift card. We reached out to that person. They're like, nope, we have the gift card set up to go electronically, whatever. So had no idea where the book came from. Well, then a couple of days later, I got this big old planter pot, huge planter pot in the mail, but it's not in not Amazon branded at all. No Amazon box, no nothing. It's from a store in Opelika, Florida, or somewhere. It wasn't Opelika, but it was somewhere in Florida. So I look up the store online, and sure enough, it's a legit storefront. And I'm like, what in the actual Harry Hamlin? No identification, no gift pack, nothing. Just this random big green pot. So I called the intern at work, right then. I'm like, did you by any chance buy me this big green? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I have a job, right? That I'm at work. What are you doing? I was like, sorry about that. So now I have a book on chameleons in a big old pot, and I'm like, you know what? I wonder if somebody ordered me a plant to go in this pot, and Amazon again sent the wrong thing. I was like, maybe it's from your mom. And the intern's like, first of all, my mom wouldn't have sent you something to the house. He said, and it would have been very blingy, because this pot was very normal looking. So we're like, okay, whatever, set those aside. So then on Christmas, I'm opening gifts, and my sister gives me this plant, this dolly for moving. You know, movers have those dollies they put under heavy stuff, and you hang on, sorry, I think I know where I'm going, but I think I just stay on 24 West for a long time. But let's make sure I don't end up in Connecticut or somewhere. In 0.6 of a mile, I stay on 24 West. Okay, so anyway, this dolly. I'm like, okay. And she says, it's a plant dolly. And I was like, did you send me a plant pot? And she said, who, me? And I'm like, what? So as I'm sitting there with this plant dolly on the floor in front of me, thinking she just sent me this random, or bought me this random plant dolly, my nephew comes out from behind me with this camellia, this big old flowering plant, and sets it on the plant dolly in front of me. And there's a tag on it that has Vince Dooley, go Dogs, the legendary football coach from the University of Georgia. The plant was cultivated in Athens, God's country, Athens, Georgia, and named after Vince Dooley, cultivated in his honor, whatever. So she bought me this camellia, went on Amazon and voice whatevered voice to text ordered a book on raising camellias, which the talk to text heard chameleon. So it sent me a book on raising weird bug-eyed lizards instead of big, beautiful plants. She didn't look to make sure that she was sending the correct thing. So yeah, mystery solved. And so now I am driving home, and of course I named it Herschel Walker because go dogs. She's like, why wouldn't you just leave it named Vince Dooley? She's been a Georgia fan for like a minute. She's one of the, like when somebody quits smoking and they're like the most annoying non-smoker, because like if you've like never smoked or been non-smoking for like 40 years and then somebody all of a sudden quits smoking and they're like the most annoying non-smoker. Yeah, she's been a Georgia fan for like 5 minutes and trying to tell me, I'm like, okay, I need you to stop talking. Tried to debate with, I'm gonna pray that out, but anyway. So I have Herschel Walker in my back seat and I am driving him to my house. So, and I don't want to stop. I mean, he'll be fine in Minnesota. He just can't like stay outside over the winter because, so normally I would stop in Rockford, Illinois and sleep overnight, but the drive north is not, I mean, obviously it's the same drive, but driving south, my ears are popping bad. Can you, hang on. All right, yeah, we stay on this road for 115 miles. I can flip my camera about and show y'all that we are driving through the mountains. And see this little like skinny, swervy road? Well, it's fine in the daytime when you can see what you're doing. But when I'm driving down, I hit this portion of the show. Like if I drive all in the same day, I get here at night and it's dark and I'm tired. So this is a crappy thing to have to drive through at night when it's dark and you're tired. But going home, I hit like the middle of Wisconsin. By the time it'll be dark at like 4:30, but like the tired, I really want to be done time is like north of Madison, Wisconsin. So it's like, it's cold, but it's just straight and it's fine. So driving home in one day is not as bad as driving here, like driving down in one day. So I know y'all are like, aren't we talking books? I know, we're gonna get to it. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. So I'm most likely gonna drive all the way home in a day because I don't want to leave Vince Dooley in Herschel Walker in my Vince Dooley camellia named Herschel Walker in my car overnight. Now I could take him out and take him inside the hotel, but then he has to go through the cold twice. And it's just, I would just prefer just to take him home. So that is the plan, which is why I got up and left at 5:30 this morning, because then we get home at like 9:30, which is, 10:30 really, because we gain an hour, but it's all good. And we have a bunch of good books to listen to. So back to the books. I finished, Grace and Henry's holiday movie marathon. Y'all, it was very, very good. Like I expected it to. You know how sometimes you listen to or read a book and you're like, I think it'll be good and cute. It was better than I thought it was going to be. And there were so Grace comes right out and says like, I'm a liberal woman and blah, blah, blah. And Henry says some things about having kids and Henry doesn't have kids and he's lost his wife. So he says some things about how having kids affects people, like affects couples. And I was like, I don't even have kids. And I was highly offended by what he said. And I was like, I wonder if that's like, how I just angered the guy behind me. Those movies where there's like the nerdy girl with the big glasses, and as soon as you see her, you're like, okay, they're going to wash her hair, take off them glasses, and she is going to have like a coming of age, like become beautiful. Henry says some things that you're like, he's going to work his way through that. It is a very, very good book. I really enjoyed it. So finished that, and I started Snowed In, which is the second one in the Catherine Walsh. Like it comes after the holiday, what is it? The one where the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where they're trying to get home where Molly and Andrew are trying to get home for the holidays to Ireland. So I was thinking this was going to be the little sister who's very young. It's not, because I was like a little squeeged out by that. I was like, this is going to be annoying and dumb because she's like 16. It's the brother. So we start off, we've met, I'm going to get all the names wrong because there are so many people. Megan, we start off the book meeting Megan, who is a runaway bride. Like she runaway brides at the beginning of the book. And then we fast forward like 3 years to where she meets Christian, which is Andrew's brother. Oh, y'all, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to talk to y'all and let you enjoy the scenery. So we meet Christian, who is Andrew's brother, okay, now it's not as pretty anymore. It's not as pretty anymore. Ooh, Popo. We call him my tits with the driving and talking. Christian is Andrew's brother, and Christian and not Molly, Christian and Megan, see, the names are gonna mess me up, end up so they go back to home for the holidays, go back home for Christmas, and they end up like fake relationshipy. Oh look, can y'all see the lake? It's very pretty. I'm not gonna move y'all, but anyway, as cover for her because she's going back to where she runaway brided from. So it's very good. It is every bit as good and witty and charming and touching as the name of which I cannot remember right now. But so this one is snowed in. I don't know how they're getting, I don't know how we're getting snowed in, but we're not snowed in yet. We're just going to their respective parents' places, and it's for Christmas. So it's fake dating. We have some like forced proximity, but not really, but a little bit. It's very good. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you, go figure out. I've already not told you much, but the banter is great. The relationships are great. And I think you probably can read this without having read the one. Obviously I will have put the pictures here, but the holiday getaway, that's not it. It's something holiday. I can't remember. Anyway, you can read Snowed In without having read that one, but it definitely helps to know that relationship, because like when you go back and see Christian's family, like you remember all the people, and like there are like quirky little things about them in their house that you learn in the first book, and so they come back in the second book and you're like, oh what? It's like going back to see old friends. So I'm gonna get back on that and drive for a while, and I will check back. So we're 109 miles from Nashville, that sign just showed me. So let me get out of Tennessee. You know what? So I do Tennessee, Kentucky, and then I get into Illinois. So let me get over to Illinois, and I will check back with y'all from there. All right? So I'll see y'all in a bit. All right, y'all. I finished Snowed In. It was very good. It was very cute. It was a great story, great banter, great beat, but I couldn't dance to it. But we're not quite to Illinois yet, but there were some things. First of all, we just stopped at a Love's Truck Stop. Look what I got for the intern at the Love's Truck Stop. I got a furry ear flap hat. I know, right? Ridiculous. I love it. Anyway, some things I got to tell you that I know if I waited too long I would forget. So first of all, Snowed In has some spice. Now, it's not like was it Megan Quinn, that first book we read, that was like every time you turned around, like they were spicing on a counter, or like spicing over the back of the couch, or like you're like, dude, seriously, we get it, y'all are doing that. Do we have to do it like every 12 pages? It was not like that, but it was definitely open door. So, and not like, good Lord, I'm going 100 miles an hour. Hang on, let me do this real quick before I do actually get a speeding ticket, after bragging that I did not get a speeding ticket earlier this morning. It is 9:13, by the way. Well, it's really 10:13, trip time, but it's 9:13 real time because we gained an hour because we are no longer on God's time. Now we're in Central Time. So anyway, all right, I'm just going to set it here and be done with it. So yeah, so it's not like serial killer spice, but it's definitely like open door spice. So there's that. What else? Yeah, so that was really good. We're done with that. And I don't know if I told y'all this about Grace and Henry's holiday movie marathon. So I was reading it. Remember when we stopped at the Sam's Club in Murfreesboro to do some Christmas shopping? And I was listening to it while I was shopping, y'all. I was literally laughing out loud. I don't know if I told y'all that, but I was like walking around, because of course I had it in my earbuds. I was walking around shopping and like literally laughing out loud all by myself shopping in the Sam's Club. So I'm sure people thought I was crazy, but I mean, I do that all the time, so it don't much matter to me. But I was like, I need to tell my friends that like that book is seriously like just downright funny and sad, and I cried. And there are some twists in it that like you kind of see coming, and you're like, is that gonna, oh it, yeah, yep. It's very, and I know we already finished that book, but I was thinking about developments that happened because I finished it at my mama's house, so we didn't talk about them. But it's another one of those that you're like, oh, this is just going to be a fun little like sitting around watching Christmas movies like we're sad because our spouses are dead. There's way more to it than that. So that was really good. Like I said, I finished Snowed In, just finished. And so now I think I'm going to listen to some other things for a while before I start another book, because I'm vacillating. I have the, I still haven't read / listened to the final, y'all know I mix up Fourth Wing and Ninth House. The final Fourth Wing book, or the next, which I think is the final one, which doesn't make me excited about it because the first one broke my heart, and then the second one broke my heart remembering how the first one broke my heart. So the third one is going to be just devastating. So I have that, and it's exceptionally long. So I have that I could work on if I wanted to. And I think my Libby hold on the, remember we did the Unusual Witches one? Well, I keep wanting to say the next one in the series, which I don't think is a series, but the new book by her, the whatever it is, like I have no idea what it's called, something about a coffee shop of witches and warlocks or something, whatever it is. I know y'all are like, what are you literally haven't said the actual, okay, hang on. The Very Secret Society of Unusual Witches. The new book by that author, which is, I don't know what it's called, but I have it on hold in Libby, and I think my hold is available. So I think I could listen to that. I need to stop drinking coffee because I've had a lot of coffee already today. And it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. Even if you go by Eastern time, which is 10 o'clock, that's still a lot of coffee. So I think I'm going to listen to some other things for a while, and then I will start another book. And I will actually be in Indiana. Nope. Okay. I know the difference between Illinois and Indiana. Like, I could find them on a map. I could tell you things about each of them, but I'm going to just go ahead and tell you. We are going to drive north through Illinois, and we're going to be in Illinois for a very long time. But I'm likely to call it Indiana a bunch of times. So if you're listening, you're like, is she in Indiana or Illinois? Where is she? It's Illinois. So anyway, next time I check in with y'all, I will definitely be in Illinois. But yeah, I don't know what the book was going to be. I don't know what we're going to be listening to, but I'm going to listen to some other stuff because we're just barely in Kentucky. I had to stop and get gas once I got into Kentucky. So I was like, I'm not sure. I wanted to tell y'all those things. I really wanted to tell you about the spice in Snowed In, lest I forget, because it was like, it wasn't, first of all, it wasn't annoying spice like in the Megan Quinn books. And I remembered when I was listening to the Filthy Animal, Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal book, I remembered that the spice, because that spice was annoying, I remembered that I was annoyed by the spice in How My Neighbor Stole Christmas last year or year before when we listened to it. So I was like, I need to, I need to go ahead and tell my friends that there is spice in not Grace and Henry. I think there is no spice in Grace and Henry, but that there is spice in Snowed In, but it's not annoying spice. So I'm going to forget that it's in there if I don't go ahead and tell y'all. So I wanted to go ahead and tell you that, but I really, really wanted to show you the ear flap hat that I got for the intern. So that is all for now. I'm going to drive through Kentucky. I'm going to get us into Illinois, and then I will be back and to tell you what book we're going to read next. All right, so I will see y'all in a couple of states. All right, friends, as promised, our next check-in would be in Illinois, and we are in fact in Illinois, which looks like this. Oh, dang it, there's the intern. All right, hang on, let me get this. I'll be back. Sorry about that. The intern was checking in. He went out with the boys last night, got in, and got to bed at 4:30 this morning, so he was calling to check on my progress and was very surprised to find out that I am in the middle of Illinois. He said, I wouldn't expect you to be that far this early. I said, honey, it's not early. You just slept late. He said, oh, that's right. Anyway, so I believe I was saying that Illinois looks like this. So that's my current scenery. I am listening to. I have decided, I think I told you I was debating, and one of my options was Practical Guide to Magical Innkeeping. That's what it's called. It's the one that's by the author of, see, I got chippy there. I got this book title right, so I was thinking that I could think of The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Bam. Seriously, it took me like 5 minutes to think of that, but I got it. So I have started listening to it. It is very good. Our main character is this quirky little witch named Sarah who lives in a magical inn. I'm not going to tell you much at all, except that she ends up with this hodgepodge of just offbeat magical creatures. Y'all know how I love an inadvertent resurrection. She goes to like reincarnate one something and ends up inadvertently reincarnating something else as well. It is, I just love that. So anyway, it is very entertaining. It is very quirky. The characters are great. Banter is great. I've just really started. I'm on, I don't know, chapter 5 or 6. And so the story is just really starting to develop. I probably won't be back for a while because, like I said, I'm not going to tell you much about it because the author, whose name I don't know, builds stories that you want to sort of discover as you're reading them. And I'm sure that other people actually tell stuff about these stories and their reviews are much more interesting than mine. But I'm afraid of spoilers. So I'm not going to tell you nothing else. I'm going to drive for a while. I have 270 miles to go before I have to stop for gas again. I had to take an unscheduled pit stop because when I stopped at the Loves, when I bought the furry hat for the intern, here's what happened. Y'all know that I should not shop at Stop and Rob's because I buy dumb things. Well, at that one, so on the way down, when I leave my house, I stock up my car on all kinds of snacks and drinks and things so that I won't like stop and shop at the Stop and Rob. Well, y'all, my cooler, one thing that I got at the Loves was a bag of ice, but there's like, I don't know, one thing of yogurt and maybe like a sandwich in my big cooler. That's it. Like, I'm not stocked up at all because I was just like, I just got to go. I ain't got time to mess with this. I just want to go home. So I think I have like 2 bananas, a thing of yogurt, and a sandwich, and that's it. So when I stopped at the Loves, I got a Sprite because I wasn't feeling ill, but I was like, I really have had way too much coffee. So I got a Sprite to settle my stomach and my bag of ice. And because I was shopping at the Loves, I bought the furry ear flap hat. Well, then, because I got that big old bucket of Sprite, which I drank, then I had to off-schedule stop, meaning that I wasn't out of gas. I didn't stop to fill up my tank. I just stopped to, empty my tank, if you know what I mean. And Fortunately, I did not have to buy anything because I almost bought a furry raccoon tail to hang from my, I almost said my windshield wiper, that's not right, to hang from my rearview mirror. But since I wasn't buying anything, I did not buy the raccoon tail. So anyway, I'm gonna stop because y'all, this video is gonna be like an hour and a half long. My next stop hopefully will not be for, well, close to 260 miles. I'm not going to go like my whole tank empty, but like 240-ish miles. I will stop, fill up, check in with y'all, let you know, because the plan right now, like I said, is to go straight through. And 240 miles, I think, will get us close to Rockford. And then, because the intern was like, you going to stop? And I was like, ugh. I don't want to, because Rockford is, I will be in Rockford at like 4:15, which is, that's where we usually stop. And then Madison, Wisconsin is like, I don't know, an hour from there. And then after Madison, there aren't really good places to stop until like the other side of the Dells. And then it's almost home. So I just want to go home and get Herschel Walker home and not have him sleep in the car overnight. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. I'll check in with y'all when I get gas. And that may well be my last check-in because it's going to start getting dark then. And I'm already getting a little road weary. So we'll see. I'm going to learn some practical tips to magical innkeeping. And you know what that keeps reminding me of? There was a book, Christopher Moore book called Practical Demon Keeping. And that's what this title keeps reminding me of, but it's a totally different book. Anyway, let me go listen to this, drive some, and I'll be back in a few hours and let y'all know how we're doing. Oh, friends, it is getting rough up in these streets. We are obviously stopped for gas. Let me tell you what. So my gas tank, y'all have heard the ding, starts dinging when at like, so at 65 miles, like when the range is at 65 miles to go, we're all good in the hood. At 64 miles, it starts bonging and says, find me some gas. So 65 to 35, it'll like bong every once in a while. At 35, it goes from like telling me the range, like how many miles I have left, to just being dashed lines. Ask me how I know. So we're cruising down the highway. We hit 64, get the bong, which I was expecting. And I'm like, okay, so I wanted Chick-fil-A. Like I was going to get gas and get something to eat. I was going to get Chick-fil-A. And we're going to talk about the book, y'all relax. But so there's Chick-fil-A by the house, but I don't get it because it's too close. And I know that if I start eating Chick-fil-A at the house, I will eat Chick-fil-A at the house all the time. So I just don't eat Chick-fil-A at the house. So I was going to get some Chick-fil-A, like stop and get gas and get some Chick-fil-A. Well, I never saw any Chick-fil-A. So then I was like, all right, I just need to get gas. Well, so we got the 64 bong and then no gas, no gas, no gas. Well, then we got the dash lines and we're in the middle of, not in the middle, we're like, I don't know, now we're like 20 miles to Rockford. And we start seeing signs that say like no gas at exit or no service. What? Isn't that the point of an exit, that you can get off and get gas and, you know, have a comfort break? So finally, we found some gas. And I told Herschel Walker I'd be right back, started the gas a-pumping, ran in for a comfort break, came out, took the thing out, wrote down my mileage because Daddy said to, and my thing is still bonging. I'm like, what is happening here? And it still said like dash, 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 and my thing is still pegged at like, it doesn't say E, it's like 0, 1, half, and 1 for my tank thing. It's not like F and E or whatever. So it's still like pegged at no gas. I was like, what is happening? So apparently I thought I started the pumping, but I didn't mash. Oh, it's done. Hang on. Anyway, so I thought I had gotten gas. I hadn't done a dang thing except gone inside and had a comfort break. Come back out and ain't nary a single drop of gas been pumped. Let me reset my trip meter. Thank goodness I looked and noticed my car was still beeping at me. All right, so now we have gas. Now, let me tell, and there's a girl. So there are 2 sinks in the restroom. I don't know why I'm adjusting that, because I'm adjust it in post, and then I'm going to be like, why'd you adjust that? Now I got to adjust it. Anyway, y'all, I swear to goodness, there is a girl in the bathroom flat ironing her hair at the Pilot truck stop in the middle of wherever in the world I am. Indiana, I keep calling it Indiana, Illinois. I warned y'all I was going to call it Indiana half the time. Illinois. Anyway, love the book. I think it's A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, I think is the name of it. Y'all, it's so cute. It's very, so I told you all the things I'm going to tell you about. You know, it's the Sarah runs an inn, and she ends up with this sort of like hodgepodge of misfits. And it's a bunch of things, but it's very found family and very, you know what, let's drive on the highway a little more and then I'll stop and eat. I mean, not stop and eat, but you know what I mean. I'll get some food. Because I just want to go now. After all that, I just want to get out of here. Found family and outcast finding their place, which, now that I think about it, I think is a lot of what the other one, the Very Secret Society of Unusual Witches, was definitely very outcasts finding their place. And this is too, and it is very good and very, like, you get mad at the things that make our friends feel unwelcome or unwanted or out of place. So it's very good. And so I'm going to finish listening to this, and then I might, I think that's going to be it. I think I'll just like listen to news and stuff, because I have a whiles to go in this book, but I'm not going to come back and tell y'all anymore, because I'm already not telling you anything, and I've told you all I'm going to tell you. But I love it, and I'm absolutely okay. How about this? I'm going to go ahead and deuce out, but if there's anything, like if it becomes awful all of a sudden, I'll come back and tell you that. But otherwise, I'm enjoying it quite a bit, and I'm already like a hot mess. And y'all, this is not going to get any better. The longer this adventure goes on, the not better this is all going to get. So let's do this. I'm going to finish listening to A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. I'm probably going to listen to some news, because I ain't listening to no news. I have no idea what's going on in the world. And then I might start another book, but I won't come back and tell y'all. We'll do that another day. Because this video, I'm afraid, so the problem with this, like a little bit here, a little bit there of filming, is I have no idea how long this video is, and I have been talking like incessantly. I'm not going to ramble this time. I'm just going to tell them something quick and be done. Then like 14 things happen, like I almost run out of gas on the side of the road, and then have to wait in line at the one sink because the other sink is some girl flat ironing her hair. So then of course I got to tell y'all those things. So that is it. I'm going to get out of here. I hope you have all had a very, very magical Christmas. I hope you have a happy and safe New Year. Let us know what you're reading. And y'all, let me know what you're going to be reading in the New Year, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be reading in the New Year. So drop us some suggestions in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out. If you made it all the way through this adventure, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos over on Fit Danielle Eats the beginning of every week, with some book videos over here sprinkled in between. And I upload a daily devotional over on Fit Danielle Prays every morning. So if I don't see you on one of those, I'll catch you on the next one.